Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another movie review / rant review on the Transformers 5 The Last Night movie. I will start this video off doing a non-spoiler section, and then I'll jump into the spoilers. Alright, so first off, I did see the movie last night. The lovely Charlita 1 and I saw it at the 10:20 showing at the Daly City Movie Theater in just regular 2D. I honestly went into this movie thinking it was going to be a pretty bad movie, but at the same time, I know what to expect from Transformers movies, and I wanted my Transformers, and that's what's gotten me through all these Transformers movies. Is I'm a sucker for Transformers. What can I say? I know they're not good movies, but I enjoy them because I like my Transformers, and for the most part, aside from the Transformers, we had some good humor and stuff like that in these Transformers movies. I'm not saying that I think any of them are really good. I'm just saying that I've found myself enjoying them over the years. So I was expecting to enjoy this movie on that kind of level. But I will say that I felt like this movie was particularly bad, and I really did not enjoy it. Now, this is probably one of my worst movie reviews, I gotta say, because I was exhausted. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I was up at 7 and worked on my video and taught drum lessons. So by the time I went to the movie theater, I was already tired. 30 minutes in, I started falling asleep. and then the wife is kicking me, and I'm like, oh shoot, and I'm like waking up and stuff, and I gotta say, man, yeah, so there's some things in this review that I'm probably just gonna straight up miss, just because I was nodding off throughout the movie. So it's a 2.5 hour long movie. After the first half hour, I started nodding off, so it was basically 2 hours of me trying to stay awake, and I just didn't get enough sleep last night on top of the night before, so my face hurts, my head hurts, my neck hurts, my back hurts. I'm not really feeling too good right now at this moment. So anyway, on to the review. Don't watch this movie, man. I'm just telling you right now. Don't go watch it. It's not a good movie. I don't like calling things that are a result of art trash or garbage. I don't like doing that. I'm a musician, and I consider myself an artist, and I hate it when people refer to a piece of art as trash or garbage. Whether you like it or not, somebody put a lot of work and a part of themselves into that thing. So calling it trash or calling it garbage, I just think is just a really low, scummy thing to do, man. But I'm gonna be a scumbag today because I thought this movie was garbage. I thought it was beautiful garbage. Let's say that. Like if you're in the back, alley of like a really fancy French restaurant or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's like a half-eaten filet mignon or something in the trash. You know what I mean? That's how I felt like this is that kind of trash. It's beautiful garbage because the special effects were really good, but the movie was still god-awful. It was really bad. So I'm telling you, man, don't watch this movie until it's out on the red box. I'm just saying, I'm warning you right now. So, as somebody who has found themselves enjoying the previous movies, I just really did not enjoy myself watching this movie. There are some things I did like about it. So when I get into the spoiler sections, actually I'm going to get to the spoiler section soon, but I'm going to list 5 things I actually liked about the movie, and then I'll go on talking about 5+ things I didn't like about the movie. I liked the special effects. I thought the acting was solid. I can't really complain about the acting, but I thought the script was terrible, and I thought the pacing of the movie was just god-awful. Alright, so that's it for the non-spoilers. Let's move on to the spoiler section. Okay, so the 5 good things. More Transformers. This is actually, I believe, the most Transformers screen time we actually had gotten on any of these Bayformer movies. Am I wrong about this? I'm pretty sure that we've seen the most Transformers on screen of all of these movies in Transformers 5 The Last Night. I also really like the special effects. I think they actually looked particularly good. What I really liked about what they'd done a little bit differently, and I feel like this is new, is that the way they designed the faces of the Transformers is actually closer to what I had really been wanting to see in Transformers movies. I feel like they had kind of flattened things out a little bit and made things just a little bit smoother. It just kind of reminds me of some of the faces that we see, you know, in our G1-esque type Transformers, where you could see like definite facial features in there without all the clutter. I mean, Optimus still looks kind of like a mess, you know what I mean? His mouth is too low and just looks kind of weird. But for the most part, the newer Transformers and even Drift, they just look a little bit cleaner and just a little bit better. I appreciate Michael Bay's directing ability as far as getting nice camera angles and cool shots. I have to respect that. I do appreciate that because I like taking pictures of my figures, and I try getting different camera angles and different things, and I actually found myself kind of taking notes while I was watching this movie. I was like, ooh, that's a really cool, nice low angle shot. I mean, I may have seen him do that before, but now I'm like really noticing it, and I kind of want to steal this idea. I want to steal that idea. So I do appreciate that stuff. I also enjoyed the English cleavage. I thought that was very nice looking, so that was good for the eyes. I enjoyed those. Looked very good. And then oh yeah, we see Hook in this movie, right? Unless he has a different name, but we got a Hook. I really hope we get a figure of him. But from Revenge of the Fallen, like we see him in the background. He never transforms, but we just randomly get Hook, and I was like, hey, there we go. Now we've got our complete set of Constructicons. Always kind of wanted that. Another thing I actually liked about this movie is I do feel like it kind of tied in with the other Transformers movies pretty well. We even get a little sneak peek at, we get that photo of Shia LaBeouf. I can't remember the character or the actor's name off the top of my head, but the army dude that was in the first one, was it Vaughn's or not Vaughn's, but I just can't remember his name, the character's name or the actor's name, but army dude from the first Transformer movie. I like seeing him in this, and with Mark Wahlberg. I thought they actually did pretty well. And I thought the acting was pretty solid. I don't feel like I really saw some really good chemistry between the British chick and Mark Wahlberg. I felt like that never really like melded together like how I was kind of hoping it would. But, you know, yeah, that would have been nice. I just felt like he was just too rough around the edges and she was just too proper. And if you're going to have like these polar opposites come together, there's got to be, you got to have something where it's like one of them kind of changes or they both kind of change to meet in the middle. But I just never really saw a real relationship kind of grow from there. I just thought that was all dumb. I didn't really buy any of that. So yeah, those are the 5 good things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, now onto the bad. All right, so what's the first thing I have written down here? The movie started out feeling like I was watching multiple scenes, multiple final scenes from multiple movies. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. I felt like I was watching the end of a movie, and then it got into another scene where it was the end of another movie, and then I'm watching another scene, and I'm at the end of another movie. And after the third or fourth end of some movie, I started passing out. I was like, wow, I don't have anything to really bite on here to like really get me going on this ride for the next couple hours. It felt like dozen hours, really. It just felt like it was a really long time. And by the way, I just want to say, I'm not hating on this movie to bandwagon in any way. Like I said, I went into this movie expecting the same old Michael Bay. This is just really, I feel like, just worse. I don't know. Maybe I gotta go watch Age of Extinction again. But, see, Dark of the Moon I actually think is my favorite one out of the 5 of these. But anyway, jeez. Anyway, okay, so it felt like a bunch of different movies. Also, the motive for the main villain here had just totally lost me. I may have fallen asleep through that part, but it was that Quintessa, the female transformer that kind of reminded me of Windblade. Like, was that Quintessa, and she was manipulating Unicron, and we never see Unicron really transform or anything, but I didn't understand the motive there. It's like, okay, they're going to eat Earth because Cybertron is dead now, right? Is that it? Like, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like a serious connection between what was going on there and what was going on with Earth. The copycat geek stuff. Okay, so I wrote copycat geek stuff because I felt like I was looking at a movie where a bunch of people were sitting in a room and they're taking notes from other geeky films that worked and tried to wedge them into this movie, and hopefully those things landed and made the movie good. For instance, Optimus Prime versus Bumblebee. Right away, that kind of makes me think of the Captain America Iron Man or Batman v Superman type of thing. You have your Bumblebee versus Optimus, which is ridiculous because Bumblebee should not stand a chance against Optimus Prime. There's just no way, dude. You're not going to win that fight. It's Optimus Prime, all right? I mean, Optimus Prime's got to take a step back from Grimlock, maybe, or Ultra Magnus, but not Bumblebee, man. Come on. And then, so I thought that was kind of a little bit forced in there, especially because it didn't last that long. And then we even have a Martha moment where, you know, Bumblebee speaks with his natural voice, which again, I mean, we resolved this at the end of the first movie, and it's still a thing. It's like, God damn, come on, man. So so we have that Martha moment. Also, the 11-year-old Latina girl that worked for Logan, so now we have a random 11-year-old Latina girl in this one, and I'm like, okay, she's in the movie, and she's running around informing Squeaks on what to do next. So tell Squeaks what to do is her job in this movie. And also, her and her friends, like at the beginning of the movie, we kind of have like a Stranger Things going on. I feel like they're taking that and hoping that works with people. We see a lot of like Star Wars stuff in there, like I can't even remember the name of the butler, the C-3PO thing. They even reference C-3PO in the movie. So, but Anthony Hopkins' butler robot, you know, the headmaster, which I was like, when they said he's a headmaster, I was like, oh, he's gonna transform into a head. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I'm excited to see when that happens. That'd be kind of neat. And then no. But it just never happens. I'm like, okay, so maybe I misunderstood. I don't know. You let me know. You may know better than I did. I was just trying to stay awake throughout the whole movie. We get these little drones that fly around that definitely look like Imperial TIE fighters. You know what I mean? They look like Darth Vader's TIE fighter anyway. We also get, and then Squeaks himself, I felt like Squeaks was like a response to BB-8. You know, they're trying to out-cute us with a robot with BB-8. So I thought that was kind of like, all right. But yeah, Squeaks. I can't really hate on Squeaks, but I wasn't a big fan of Squeaks. So, and I feel like there were some other things in there that I felt like they kind of tried to copy or mimic from other geeky movies, and I just didn't remember them off the top of my head. Another thing that was really irritating was, and I can't remember the name of the actor, but Buster from Arrested Development, that guy who the NASA guy, why was he such a dick? Why was that guy such an asshole? I don't get it. And why was he so important? Why couldn't you get, is it Justin Trujillo? Trujillo's character from the first movies, like why couldn't you have him be that? He was in Sector 7 and all that, that would have made more sense just to use him again. I enjoy him. I didn't enjoy Buster at all. Just a dick. Like, and even when they succeed, he's all bummed out. I mean, like, why? I just didn't get it. He wasn't really funny. Another thing is that, and I saw Jeremy Johns. Jeremy Johns does best movie reviews. I love watching his videos, man. So I was watching his review on this movie, and he was saying something to the fact that there was a lot of jokes that just didn't land. Like and it made it really awkward because, and he's totally right, man. They would make these jokes and then kind of leave a respite in the dialogue just so that we can laugh and then they can continue on so that you don't miss any dialogue, which is a huge mistake. I don't personally consider myself a comedian, but I do tell jokes in my action figure reviews, and especially if I have something written out, I know, I'm like, okay, I think this is going to be a funny joke, but there's going to be that percentage of people out there that aren't going to think I'm funny. So I consciously don't leave that space there, because if you didn't find it humorous, I got to give you something to listen to continue things going. So I may say something underneath after a joke, but something that may not be incredibly crucial to the review in case you laughed through whatever I was saying right afterwards. I mean, just feeling out comedic timing, I just feel like is just a basic thing, and I just feel like they just did not have a handle on that at all, man. So so that just made it really hard, because now you're just like there looking at a dead screen, like, what? That wasn't funny at all, dude. Get out of here. So and that really hurt the movie a lot, because these Transformer movies really have a tendency to walk away from the Transformers, which is a huge mistake throughout all of these movies. But in the previous films, when they did that, we had some really good comic relief from Sam Witwicky, the Witwicky parents. We had the guy from The Hangover and Dark of the Moon. That guy was hilarious. Mark Wahlberg can be funny. So, but this movie wasn't funny. Like, I don't think the jokes hit at all. I just felt like this didn't have the comedic relief to make up for the non-Transformers. And then there's this constant thing happening where it's like, you have the Transformers on there, and you win me over, and then you take them away, and I'm like, damn it! And then what the hell is up with Grimlock? And what's with all those knights and no Dinobots? It's like, dude, that was your opportunity to bring all the Dinobots in. You got all these goddamn toys, and then that's the whole thing, dude. At the end of the movie, it says based off of the Hasbro action figures, right? You're supposed to sync up with Hasbro on this, Michael Bay. The whole point is, is to sell toys. This stuff isn't going to last without selling toys. This is how Transformers has made its money, dude. Is that that cartoon is 30-minute commercials for the toys. So you got to have that connected. And it's like Hasbro wanted to. I feel like Bay or Paramount or whatever sent them a memo like, oh, we're going to have more Dinobots in this one. And then Hasbro was like, oh, they said they're going to have more Dinobots, so maybe we could re-release some of the figures that we had before, give them new paint jobs, and it'll match up or whatever. But the little Dinobot thingies, and they added these little baby Dinobots that came out of nowhere. And why the hell are you going to take a little baby T-Rex that's spitting fire out of his mouth and hold him like this in your face? Like, dude, what the hell is it? Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? How are you going to have a fire breather right in your face, pendejo? Why are you doing that? It's so stupid. Just with and the extra knights. Like, I get the thing with the knights, that was cool, but it's like, dude, you already have this knight thing going on with the Dinobots. We barely saw the Dinobots in Age of Extinction. You're teasing me, showing me Grimlock in this movie. Also, we never see Grimlock transform. I don't remember ever seeing Grimlock in his robot mode. And he still doesn't speak. Can you get him to say "me Grimlock" just once? Just "me Grimlock"? That's all I want to hear is those 2 words from Grimlock. "Me Grimlock." Even if he's not using them in a sentence, just have him say it once. But you could have brought in the other guy. I could have sworn I saw Slag, or not Slag, but shoot, what was the Triceratops one that they keep changing the names? And I was really hoping to see some of the other ones, you know what I mean? Like Scorn, or I don't know if I missed it or not. Again, I was sleeping throughout the movie and trying to stay awake. But I really think they could have taken advantage of the Dinobots and given us the Dinobots. These other knights, we see them combined for a second in the freaking dark. They combined in the dark, and they didn't even, it's like they shrunk to make that big thing, and then it got its ass kicked really quick, so it's like, okay, thanks! And then the other thing that really bothers me is the collateral damage for the human beings, man. It's like, look, I have this room full of toys and stuff in here, right? Imagine if I brought my guinea pig in here. My guinea pig's only like this big, and I have my guinea pig just loose in here, okay? Let's say I take this tripod stand right here, and I just start whacking everything around, and there's figures flying all over the place. And I'm going nuts, right? Just utter destruction in the dork room. The guinea pig's not gonna make it! There's no way. There's something's gonna fall on the guinea pig, and you have these giant Transformers rolling around, tumbling around, and the humans are just like right there. It's like, dude, nobody's gonna survive any of this. Like, it's just ridiculous. That might be nitpicky to some of you, but god damn it, I thought that was stupid. The collateral, it's like, dude, people should have gotten their legs stomped on or squashed or whatever, man. People can't survive all of that, especially like when you see a big ship just landing into the green grass. There's just a bunch of dudes just running alongside it. It's like right there. The earth should be kicking up underneath them and knocking them over. It's like it's just so far from realistic. I know we're talking about transforming robots here, but still, man, still, you don't have to be totally stupid. See, here's the thing, dude. it's very much like jazz music, all right? And you're gonna think, what the hell are you talking about? People think jazz music is just all about play whatever you want. No, it's not. You have confined chord changes, tempo, all right? You have a time signature that you have to follow. You have a tempo that you have to follow. You have the head and the chord changes that you have to follow. Within these rules, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you can't break those rules. And that's how you get really good creative stuff going, is that you have your restrictions, but creativity at the same time, and then that's how you get interesting stuff. The same thing with the movie. It's like, dude, look at the restrictions so that we can at least maintain some kind of belief in this little world that you're creating here, but you're just breaking the walls left and right, and it's just a mess. The whole thing was really a mess. It looked good, but it was still bad. It's beautiful garbage. It's just basically what I'm saying, and I hate calling art garbage, but you made me say it. And then the last thing I'll talk about that really pissed me off is that, dude, Bay, you keep saying you're walking out. Get the fuck out. You're done, man. You're done. You are done. Don't try to tease me for a sixth movie. You keep saying that you're done, and this movie was so bad. And then at the end of it, it teases for Unicron to come back or something like that. And I'm like, no. Did you say you're leaving? I thought you said you're done. Can we close this, end it, and just start from the beginning, get a new director, get new people, everything brand new. Even if Peter Cullen's not voicing Optimus Prime, just get us, which I'd rather have him do, but I would rather just start brand new designs, brand new story, keep the story as just simple. The story was already simple, but you know what I'm saying, man. And then lastly, okay, I said that was the last thing, but the other thing is Canopy. Why couldn't that have just been Grapple? Why couldn't that have just been Grapple? Why you gotta create a new one? And then Canopy seemed cool and everything too, but like he just showed up only to die. So it's like we have these cool characters that show up just only to die. You guys suck, man. You guys suck at writing these movies. It's just the writing. I think there's like 3 screenwriters or something like that. This is just awful, just poorly planned. I think Michael Bay, I've seen the behind the scenes stuff of Michael Bay. I think he's an utter douchebag. I don't think he takes criticism very well at all. You gotta learn how to do that stuff, man. I'm gonna watch it again, not in the theaters. I'm probably gonna buy it on Blu-ray anyway. And you're probably thinking to yourself, man, you idiot, Shartimus, why are you still gonna buy this stuff? Or why are you doing that when you know that you already didn't like it and everything? It's because I own the other movies already and I just want to have the complete set. I understand, like I said at the beginning, I had low expectations. I want to see my Transformers. This movie does have a lot of Transformers in it, so I'm going to buy it just to skip through the Transformers so I can look at the Transformers on my screen at home. But I'm still pissed off. I mean, yeah, I'm still a little upset at myself for giving in, alright? I acknowledge this. A little bit of a douchebag myself over here, okay? It takes 2, right? It takes 2 douches for full douche out, and that's what this is. It's a whole, complete, full-on douche out, alright? ShartimusPrime out. Catch you guys later. Subscribe, and I'll have a review for you guys tomorrow. Peace.